I care so much down, like, so deeply about, I don't know, spreading my ideology, I guess.
Yeah.
To the point where, like, I am so broke. Like, I'm so poor.
Some guests are serious, some are really funny. What are you waiting for? Come and get this honey. It's absolute bedlam. Absolute bedlam. Absolute bedlam. Join the hype, like and subscribe.
Hello and welcome to another episode. I think we're near the end of season 15 now of Absolute Bedlam podcast. Hope everyone's well. So this was meant to happen on Monday. A lot of stuff happened between us.
Yes.
We're now recording on Thursday. We've both coincidentally moved house, haven't we, Soren?
Yes. As the universe tends to do.
At the exact same time. Yeah. So we're here now. I got Soren from Tummy Ache on the podcast tonight. So how's it going? How is life?
It's definitely going.
Yeah.
Time is moving on in its typical fashion.
Yeah.
No, it's really good. It's really good.
Yeah, awesome.
How about you?
I'm all right. Yeah. It kind of helps me with my routine a bit when I record once a week.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I've currently got like 3 episodes in the backlog now, and I need to actually get them out, which isn't a bad problem to have, of course.
Yeah, I guess that's worse than having none.
Yeah.
Or better than having none.
I'm going to Teddy Rocks this weekend as well to do some interviews.
Nice.
So that'll be another video to edit, but it's all right. We'll get there. But yeah, everything's all right.
It's the hustle, the grind.
Yeah, life's not that short. You've just got to do a lot of stuff. And
shove it all in.
Yeah, that's it. Got to get outside and get after it sometimes.
Touch that grass.
Exactly that, yeah. So, first question I usually ask most people is, how did you find school life?
Oh my. I mean, it's been so long that I don't even remember. I feel like I was sort of a neutral child. I feel like I wasn't overly popular, but I also wasn't like very bullied. So I feel like I kind of just skirted along my school years. I had like a few good friends and that was about it. But I didn't have like enemies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And I went to a lot of different schools because I moved from Texas when I was pretty young still. So I went to a couple high schools in California as well. So yeah, lots of different schools. And so when you're moving a lot, I feel like you don't really have much chance to like get stuck in a role at school. So you can kind of just be anyone you want in a way, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, you can like reinvent yourself every time you change.
Yeah.
Did you ever do any school in the UK at all?
I did go to university in London.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough, yeah. Can you remember anything mental at school that happened to you or someone else? Any naughty things that have happened?
I feel like my school was so mild. Like the place I spent the most time, it was so mild because it was a private school, and you could only get in if you like tested a certain amount on like state tests basically in America, and so everyone there was already quite like nerdy, quote unquote, or just like they were like more into school than the average like public school person. But I remember the only trouble we ever got in was we had stayed up all night on like a school trip, but we weren't even doing anything like reckless. We were just playing cards, like playing like card games, and we got in so much trouble. Like we almost got our prom taken away and stuff.
Oh my God, wow.
So yeah, really rebellious.
God, he didn't even have time to gamble or anything.
I know, yeah, no money was involved.
Sleep.
Yeah, we just got in trouble because we never went back to our room, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough.
So yeah, not too much recklessness in my youth, right. I would say.
That's all good. So what do you do in Tummy Ache? What's your position in the band?
What don't I do in Tummy Ache? I just am Tummy Ache, I guess. I've been doing it for like the past 8 years. I play the guitar and sing live. but then I usually am producing and or engineering quite a lot of the recorded material as well.
Mm.
And then on the newest record, like wrote the string arrangements and stuff. So yeah, just kind of anything that needs doing, I
Mm.
guess.
Is
Um,
is that Fake New, the most recent album?
no, we've got a fourth record that we
Okay.
just finished. Yeah.
Okay.
And the first single comes out in May, so
Is
pretty
that
soon.
is that called Hurt?
No, that was my friend Philippe Nash,
Okay.
actually.
Right, okay.
But we're touring
Yeah.
together, so I
I
shared
saw
his
that.
song. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I saw that there was a bit of a not a complaint, but an observation about that. But I was going to
Yeah.
ask if that was you or if that was someone else, and you were sharing it on their behalf, sort of
Yeah,
thing.
no, that's my friend
Yeah.
Philippe, and we're touring together in June, so
Okay.
I shared it, just help him out.
Yeah. So what's the most recent single that's going to come out for you guys? What's that called?
It's called Interstate Drive,
Okay.
and it comes out on I think the 14th of May.
For breakfast, it all tastes the same when you live.
2 weeks. Very good.
Yeah, pretty
Try my
soon.
best
I
to get
know,
this
I
on
can't believe it's already
it.
that
Yeah.
soon. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. It is kind of crazy when you put a date on something and you realize
Yeah.
actually you just need to sleep like 3 more times and it's out. And once it's out as well, there's this sense of like it's not even like your song anymore. Does that make
I
sense?
know. Yeah, it kind of leaves
Like,
your ownership for sure.
mm, yeah. What's your husband's name and what's his role in the band?
He's called Linus and he plays the bass.
Okay.
And he drives us
Mm,
sometimes.
mm.
He's the better driver.
The driving force of the band, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely opens your world up when you've got a couple of people that can drive, doesn't it?
Oh yeah. I mean, I can drive legally, but I would prefer not to
Yeah.
in in cities and stuff.
Yeah.
I find it really stressful. But yeah,
Yeah.
so he plays bass.
Hmm. Very cool. Does he also help out with production and engineering, or is that his
No, I mean
thing?
he does he'll definitely be involved in the studio and saying opinions and
Yeah.
yeah, he's very much part of the creative
Yeah.
side of it for sure.
Am I under the impression then that with people like Josh Rose that you've got a bit of a rotating drummer at the moment, or is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just kind of the situation we've ended up in. It's hard as you get older. Obviously,
Mm.
everyone has lives and jobs, and
Hmm.
it's harder for people to commit to
Mm.
being in a project, especially when it's not super financially viable.
Yeah.
But it seems to work pretty
Yeah.
well. We just have people come and go, which is really nice actually, because then you
Yeah.
always have like a fresh energy.
Yeah. So it's a bit inside baseball, but because I work with Josh, I'm happy to tell you about this. But he told me about this situation and how, he's a bit of a sort of hired gun. He likes to do jam nights and he's a
Yeah,
very,
yeah.
very talented jazz drummer.
He's very
And
good, yeah. It
he
was really
um
fun.
he came up to me one lunch and he was like, "Mate, they're gonna play the Eden Project and they might ask me." I was like, "Oh,
Oh.
I'll put a good word in for you, mate."
Oh man. Yeah,
Yeah.
unfortunately, actually our friend Darren is coming from
Yeah.
America to do
Wow.
our because we have a whole tour surrounding it.
Okay.
And we
Yeah.
we have played with him a lot. Like he's
Yeah,
done a
yeah.
few tours with us, so he's coming for that one.
No, fair enough. Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
it was really
Got
fun
a
playing
lot.
with Josh. We'll definitely hopefully play with him again at some
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, I've got this like tour date sort of post in front of me on my phone.
Oh
We'll
yeah.
go through
There's
that in a
some that
bit.
aren't announced yet, but
Yeah, that's cool. With the album Fake New, which is the album that I've listened to the most, I've got this weird sense of like it was quite a calm album to listen to,
oh,
but at
interesting.
any moment it got quite beauty school-esque and got very loud and aggressive,
Cool.
and then it would like dive off a little bit, and it was like this weird sort of roller coaster ride of like, is it going to be like it's kind of like I don't know if you've seen the film 1917.
No.
So in the background of that whole film, it's like a 2.5 hour film. There's this like weird sort of buzzing noise. It's a very Christopher Nolan type thing,
Oh,
like in
interesting.
Interstellar, where the
Uh,
dial sort of goes up and rises when there's like conflict, and then when there's not a lot going
ooh.
on screen, it kind of dies off, but it's always there and it's always present.
Oh,
So
interesting.
it felt a little bit like that, and I found that
Cool. I'll have to watch that.
it's a really cool album to drive to as well.
Thank you.
So yeah, yeah, really
Yeah, I
good.
definitely feel like because so much of the record is about how technology has impacted us,
Mm.
which I feel like each day that topic just becomes more and more prevalent in like regular society as well. I feel like at the time we made the record, I feel like there wasn't as much sort of like a pendulum swing away from technology, whereas now
Yeah.
I feel like people are sort of, for lack of a better word, like waking up and seeing like how negatively it impacts people.
Yeah.
Especially social media and things like that, and news,
Hmm.
and just like the barrage of bad. So I feel like sonically, we really wanted to create this sort of like, almost like you're saying, like an underlying sort of chaos that's just like almost like a noise barrage that
Mm.
just like comes out at the worst possible times, and
Mm.
then it'll reside for the
Yeah.
quieter songs and things. But on Favorite Son, for example, we actually have radios on both ears. We have two different sets of radios playing through like frequencies, like scanning through the news, scanning like very
Yeah.
and as the outro goes on longer, it gets more and more frequent and more like sporadic and
Mm.
crazy. So yeah, definitely all those choices were very intentional, even the ones you can't really like necessarily pick out and hear
Yeah.
as being like very in your face. Like they're all very like intentional choices to represent that sort of like theme, I guess.
Yeah. I'm always interested to see like the behind the scenes of how these things happen. Not even from a like vlogging perspective, but like it would be cool to like watch you guys like ideate a song and actually get the
Mm.
song down. Because when I was in bands for 9, 10, 11 years, I was bassist for primarily a lot of it, but I would
Oh,
absolutely
cool.
love the idea of like getting to a studio in the morning and leaving, in a couple of days with actual songs.
Yeah.
And they're like they're out of your head and they're on, this mixing desk, and it feels quite tangible and quite sort of
Yeah.
satisfying. Whereas you can smash out a 30-minute set live
Yeah.
and you might get stuck in this loop of having to play the same set list over and over and over, especially when you're touring. You don't really have time to mess around with
Yeah.
the track list and stuff. But I always found that was a really fun sort of how the sausage is made type thing, where the
Yeah.
drums got laid down, then the guitar got laid down, then the bass and the vocals, and it was just this cool sort of soup that everyone made together. It's good fun.
Yeah.
Got soup.
I mean,
Yeah.
for Fake New, we actually tracked everything live to
Mhm.
tape. So we were all playing at the same time, and then we did overdubbing on top of like our foundational live takes, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because we really wanted to capture that sort of live
Mm.
feel, and it's just faster,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
to be
Fair enough.
honest.
Bit of a random one. I haven't got this written down, but have you heard any of Justin Bieber's most recent music?
No, I saw that
So
he played a laptop at Coachella or something.
yeah, yeah, he played for 2 weekends or something. I'm not too up to date with him really, but he released an album last year called Swag, and
Okay.
I'm not a huge fan of him. And obviously, when people mention Justin Bieber, they always hear "baby, baby." Don't
Yeah.
want to go into that too much because I'll get copyright strike. But yeah, it was like the Swag album. It literally sounds like everyone's in the same room.
That's cool.
And it's really, really like warm and friendly and like comfortable to listen to. And
Interesting.
you can tell that he's grown up a lot since
Mm,
Usher helped him and all that sort of stuff back in the day. But
yeah.
yeah, I think there's something to be said about that production style where everyone
Mm.
feels comfortable and everyone feels like they're part of this big thing.
And I think people, well, so I work at a studio, and that's quite
Yeah.
a lot of what we do here is a lot of live tracking, a lot of working to tape, a lot of that type of process.
Hmm.
And I think there is a desire to move back toward that process because of how perfect, like we
Yeah.
basically reached sort of maximum perfection of how music could sound with
Yeah.
autotune and
Yeah.
gritting tech metal drums and
Hmm.
everything. And so I feel like actually people are really sort of sick of that, and they're kind
Yeah.
of wanting the organic and wanting the
Yeah.
humanness and the mistakes and the like
Yeah.
non-perfection.
Yeah.
And I think that's what motivates people to come here a lot because that's a lot of the way we work. So
What studio is it you work at?
it's called Middle Farm Studios.
Okay. Yeah, because I know there's one in Southampton called The Ranch.
Yeah,
And
we know the ranch. Like we know the people that work there.
yeah, is it Neil Kennedy or something like that?
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
Kel.
Yeah, because they actually have the facility that you can stay there.
Yeah, that's what
And yeah,
that's where
you're
I am right
actually.
now.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
Awesome.
this is where I work, so this is the bunk.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
This is my desk.
this is where everyone
Yeah,
stays,
yeah.
like the band will stay.
Awesome. Love
There's
that.
just not a band in today,
Yeah,
but
yeah, fair enough. Bit of a rogue shout, but have you heard any Angine de Poitrine recently?
yes,
So I
not
feel like
recently.
they are a very good example of like not perfect. And
Yeah,
I feel that that's one of the reasons that they've got such a viral sort of reception and such a
yeah,
crazy reaction, other than the fact that they all look like they're from some sort of art gallery.
yeah,
And it's like an anti-AI type message, I feel.
yeah,
I don't even
exactly.
know if that's intentionally what they planned to do, but they're is it
Yeah, I'm
K
sure there probably is
XP?
some intention.
Yeah. Yeah, they did a live lounge type thing and
Yeah.
it just went absolutely nuclear. I've not really seen anything like that in a while.
Wow.
They got like 22 million views.
Whoa.
And every show that they're playing this year has like had a double venue upgrade.
Yeah.
And it's like they
Yeah,
can't
it's funny how
play
those
big
things
enough.
just happen.
Yeah. Typically
Because
though,
it has to be just like the right set of
yeah,
circumstances, like in time and
yeah,
context in society and everything. Like it
yeah,
all has to line up for that to happen, you know?
completely. But because people are so cynical nowadays, everyone's just gone, oh, they're an industry plant.
Yeah,
Like that's the
exactly.
first reaction that anyone gets when there's a little bit of like Spice Girls popularity to people,
Yeah.
that you
I
can't
guess that's what's hard
escape.
about what just came out about geese as well,
Mm.
because they were saying they were sort of like a psyop, like
Right, okay.
plant, quote unquote. Um, and so that's kind of, yeah, I think it's disillusioned a lot of people
I need
against.
to check them out. Is their singer also a solo artist?
Yes.
Yeah. I'll have to check them out. I think James
I've
Marriott
never
on
really gotten
YouTube
into
mentioned them.
them,
Yeah.
but
Hmm.
I just saw recently that people are really upset because they found out that they had been sort of like secretly planted in algorithms and paid a lot of money to
Okay.
be like featured on the TikToks that they were on and stuff. And like, I don't know, just this idea of
Hmm.
like, what is music marketing now? And
Yeah.
like,
Hmm. How much money can we throw at this as a sort of social experiment? And
exactly, yeah.
yeah, companies like Sony and Columbia and stuff, they've got money to burn and
Yeah, I mean, it's just a
Hmm.
tax write-off for them.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. As someone that's in a band with their husband, do you
Yes.
reach any disagreements and how do you sort of go through that process of not taking it home with you and the whole thing of like, oh, if we're sleeping in the same bed as each other, we can't sleep angry. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
How does
yeah.
that work?
I feel like it's worked out quite well because the way that we met was through tummy ache first, and so we actually
Yeah.
had a professional relationship before we ever had like a romantic one.
Yeah.
And so I feel like because that's always been at the forefront of our dynamic, that like we have the ability to sort of separate and compartmentalize and deal with when tummy ache things are being dealt with, it's almost like a different hat is on, and then when it's like relationship things, like the two don't really like bleed into each other, I feel
Yeah.
like.
Mm.
Which is interesting. I feel like I've never really thought about it that much.
Yeah.
Because it has just worked very naturally and very
Yeah.
well. So, but I know that's not the
Yeah.
case for a lot of people. I think
Mm.
that a lot of people, when they're in a band with someone they're dating, they either break up or they get together. So,
Yeah. It's an interesting one in a podcast world as well, because when your podcast is doing quite well, you naturally pick people that are around you a lot.
yeah.
And that's either like, in my case, it's my son Casper,
Oh,
who does a lot of stuff with me in music
oh,
festival
that's
world,
awesome.
and he reviews sweets with me, and we do all sorts of.
Oh, that's so cool.
Occasionally, we'll like go to McDonald's and review the new burger and stuff, and it's good fun.
Nice.
But when you've got someone that's actually like a love interest, there's a potential there that if it doesn't quite go right, you
Yeah.
might actually have to delete like 50 YouTube videos because it's
Yeah.
kind of their content as well as yours at that point. But it
Yeah.
is interesting how that balance is approached sometimes where,
Mm. I feel
I
like I've
just need
always
to
been really
record
good
with
at
someone.
separating
Yeah.
it.
Mm.
The first ever tummy ache EP that was ever done,
Yeah.
what I did with my ex-boyfriend. And I've managed to just keep it completely separate in my mind. Like when I listen to it or look at it, I don't think about like that last relationship or anything.
Mm.
I think because I do just view them as like separate
Yeah.
dynamics. But I
Yeah.
think that's pretty rare. I don't think that everyone can do that for sure.
I think if you're looking at music from a sort of mood-based perspective as well, then it might have just been a different time in your life,
Yeah, exactly.
and you might have had the different beliefs or different values, or you
Yeah.
know,
I mean, that's what
just
all music is really, is
yeah,
just capturing a moment in time.
yeah, yeah.
At the end
Um,
of the day, that's all it is.
yeah. What's your most recent album? Did you say that comes out in 2 weeks, or is that just a single that comes out?
Just the single. The whole record will be out in October.
And what's that called?
It's called Repeat in Reverse.
Repeat and Reverse. Nice. Very cool,
Heard it here first.
very cool names. Thank you of albums. I really like Fake New
Thank
because
you.
it's quite a sort of. It's not like a palindrome, but it's like a contradiction of like
Mm.
black white that sort of thing. I
Yeah, it's a
like
lot
it.
of things to explore, I feel like.
Mm,
And even when we did the album release show, I asked everyone to not have phones there.
mm,
And I said sort of my spiel and like what I believed and what I thought the album was about. And I also invited discourse as well, because I think that there's a lot to explore there. And I feel like
mm.
I really wanted to encourage people to have that discourse and like engage with it. And also just like, I don't know, just try to think about what things can mean underneath the literal sense
Mm.
of like, I think that a lot of people are really literal now. And I
Yeah,
don't know if that's like a byproduct of like technology,
yeah.
but yeah, because even so,
Mm.
fake news, like obviously, at first glance, it's a play on word with fake news, obviously. But then you think of it as like a fake new, like it's a new world that's not actually new because of XYZ. It's actually not like the reality that you're being presented as being this new sort of modern thing that's like evolved is not actually that new because we're just repeating history and
Mm.
treating people badly and causing wars and like it's not like there's a new world where we're all happy. Like it's all just the same.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot to explore there, I feel like.
There's a sense of artificiality to a lot of it as well, because one podcast that I listen to a lot is a guy called Chris Williamson,
Mm,
and he does a show called Modern Wisdom.
okay.
And there was a recent experiment where everyone's holding these now constantly.
Yeah.
And I think this is a bit of a weird, like, paradox, but someone got onto some sort of AI platform and said, remove the phones from these
Oh
people's
wow.
hands. And it's literally just people walking around like New York Times Square. Like people aren't actually conscious of what's going on around them.
I
This
know.
is their world, and that's become the world. And it's a
It's
really
scary.
weird, you know, I don't know if you watch Bo Burnham at all.
I feel like right when he came out, I did a bit, but
So his
I don't
most
watch a lot of things. I'm
That's
pretty
fair.
under
Yeah,
a
yeah,
rock.
yeah. That's all right. We'll keep going.
I live like in the countryside. I live
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
countryside.
His most recent thing is called Inside, and it was about the pandemic
Oh,
and
okay.
how we're all relying on social media too much because it's the only way we could communicate with each other.
Yeah.
But he actually made an observation in it, which is we go outside, we take our phones with us, and we actually mine content from the real world
Yeah.
and bring it home with us and upload it to Instagram and the artificial world.
Yeah.
And it's like a weird sort of, you know, let's actually put our phones down and live in the moment, he says,
Mm.
whilst on a laptop using a microphone, staring at a screen.
Well, yeah,
But
exactly.
it's this weird sort of social commentary that's happening now where
Yeah.
you can't just take a picture of food now for your own self-interests. You have to
Yeah.
upload it to social media and get sort of external validation from other
Mm.
people that might not even know who you are. I
Yeah, just the
feel
idea
like
that
that's,
everyone
yeah,
everyone has to have a voice and everyone has
yeah,
to be sort of the main character
yeah,
of everything all the
definitely.
time. I
Yeah,
feel like it's just breeded sort of like
mm,
a lot of apathy between
yeah,
people as well because
yeah,
yeah, you are just only sort of focusing on yourself all the time and
mm,
you're only like thinking about your own world and like
Mm.
yeah, what you're saying, like between the screen and you, like that's all that matters or whatever. But
Yeah.
it's
Hmm.
sad. And I feel like there's a lot of, oh man, there's so many things, but like there's a lot
Yeah.
less emphasis on community too now, I think, because
Yeah.
I think people they feel connected in a very
Yeah.
like artificial sense to like this huge outer like
Hmm.
everyone, the whole world, like the whole weight of the world on their
Mm.
shoulders.
Mm.
But their actual like community of the people, like their neighbor or something, they wouldn't
Mm.
even interact with or talk to or know what's going on with them or anything.
Mm.
So, and I feel like that's bad.
Yeah, I feel like I got a bit of a rude awakening when I recently changed my phone over because I had this absolutely piece of shit iPhone XR from like 2007, and I
Nice.
upgraded quite significantly to a company called OnePlus, and I
Okay.
went back to Android, even though it's all the same. It doesn't really matter what operating system you're on.
Yeah.
But through that, I had to turn my Instagram notifications on. And through doing that, because I've got two Instagrams, I've got my personal Instagram and I've got my AB Instagram. I don't
Hmm.
know a way of turning off notifications on one or the other. So they're either
Oh.
on or they're off. So if someone likes like 60 of my posts, whilst I'm driving, my phone's just going
Yeah.
fucking crazy. And I'm like, this isn't real. Like, it's not like 60 people are going to show up at my house. Do you know what I mean? Like, but it just
Yeah.
feels a lot. It feels very overwhelming sometimes, and you've kind of just got to ignore it and
Yeah, I
accept
actually
everything
have
as neutral.
I
Yeah,
have a blocker. I don't have access to social media on my phone.
yeah,
I have I can access Instagram from my desktop, but it's not as like user friendly, so
yeah,
you
yeah,
would want to use it less because it's like it's not as addictive basically.
yeah.
Um and I use that to upload posters for shows and stuff just because it is unfortunately still like a tool that people have to use.
Yeah.
Um
Mm.
and it even doesn't even work.
Yeah.
Like I've seen, because I've had an Instagram for like since it was invented, I guess. And it used to be all chronological, so people and there were no ads, so you would
Mm.
just see your friends' posts, and then you'd get to the end of the day, and then it would be over. Like you wouldn't have anything to scroll to anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was almost like a lot easier to use then, because you would just I'd be
Yeah.
like, okay, gonna see what my friends are doing, put it
Yeah.
away, forget about it. Now it's just like a
Yeah.
never-ending scroll. It's got
Mm.
ads. People don't even see what you're posting if they follow you because you don't want to do the algorithm like game
Mm.
or whatever.
Mm.
Um, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a tough one, I think, for
It
independent
is.
artists right now.
It is a tough one. I remember this quite well from a Joe Rogan podcast. I don't know who it was with, but he says social media is like sugar. You can
Mm,
eat it all day if you want to. You can go to Tesco's and buy a six-pack of donuts and eat all of them yourself and not tell anyone,
yeah,
but you'll probably get diabetes.
and feel like
So
shit.
you have to like really self-monitor your usage on screens.
Yeah.
And it's almost like the companies have figured out that they can capture you and
Mm,
stare. And I
and
don't know
sell your
about you.
information.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but I've never ever been enticed by an advert when scrolling.
No.
Like I'm just like skip. When you're watching YouTube and the advert says skip, as soon as that comes up for me, I'm skipping.
Yeah.
If it's a Garnier hair product, you know,
Yeah.
it's just. But yeah, I've never ever felt that, and that's a real big thing in podcasting as well now.
But I
Some of
think
the
people get so conditioned to it that they are just like used to skipping. So they're
yeah,
like, oh, whatever, I'll just deal with this. I'll just
yeah,
go to the next thing. Like, but they're still benefiting from like having ads shown on their
yeah,
Instagram. They're making
yeah,
money from that, you know?
yeah,
Um,
yeah. It's an interesting world for sure.
mm,
Yeah, you've really got to be conscious of your diet online.
mm.
Yeah, because otherwise it can very quickly get out of control.
Yeah, and that's why I worry for young people because I feel like I'm kind of on the edge where like
Mm.
social like MySpace and AOL and all
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
coming out. Like I still had dial-up like in my house
yeah,
till I was like 14 or 15. So I spent like my first sort of formative years with no internet, like no social media. I had a flip phone, I think in high school.
yeah,
Um, and then yeah, I feel like a lot of young people, they just got Instagram by the time they're like 10 or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
So they don't even have a frame of reference for what is meant to feel good to
Mm.
themselves. They don't know who they even are, like what
Yeah.
they need to feel okay, like mentally. And
Mm.
I think that's really sad because they just are going to continue down this path of like using it because of everyone does.
Yeah.
But it's not
Yeah.
necessarily like what's good for them or what's right for them at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah. I think we both used to log into the internet and then we would
Yeah.
have like 2 hours on MySpace or MSN
Yeah.
and then we'd get off the internet.
Yeah.
Whereas now
You would
it's
have
just
an
on.
ending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's an all you
Well,
can
yeah,
eat
because you'd have to
buffet.
load up the dial-up. You'd have to
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah. Yeah. Fun
I remember when
times.
YouTube happened. Like, I remember when YouTube, like, you'd have to load a video up and then
Mm-hmm.
go to school. And then by the time you came home, it would
Mm-hmm.
be like 75% loaded. Like,
Yeah.
that's how long it would take to play one video.
Yeah. You see the
Um,
red line at the bottom
yeah, yeah.
slowly start to fill up. Yeah.
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 So it's kind of mental. Like that's what used to be
Yeah.
like the thing you were excited to do was go listen to your favorite song or whatever.
Yeah. I remember that at college actually, because I had to consciously pick like 5 videos to watch.
Yeah, exactly.
And now you don't even think about stuff like that, you
No,
know?
you're just always going, seeing what's better, what's better.
Yeah. Now if like a website takes 4 seconds to load, people completely lose their mind. They
I know.
literally can't handle the idea of waiting. Yeah. People are very
I think it's
impatient
sad as well
nowadays.
because being bored is really good for being creative.
Completely.
And
Hmm.
I think that's kind of why I've seen, like, I mean, in my opinion,
Yeah.
a lot of sort of popular media and art really has fallen off because it's just regurgitations of this, like, I don't know, these propagations of like repeated information over and over
Hmm.
again. And no one's actually thinking and sitting and being bored and thinking of like weird ideas for like movies or whatever. Like, I just feel like
Yeah.
it's all just sort of like repetitive
Mm.
archetypes and things. And same with
Yeah.
music too. Like,
Variations of a theme.
mm,
Yeah, and I have this horrible thing where if I'm driving for a long distance, I don't know if you know 21 Pilots much, but there's a song called
mm.
Car Radio,
Oh
and
yeah,
my brain
that
goes
was the
into
anthem.
actual overdrive, and I start coming up with all these crazy ideas when I'm driving, and
That's
I
awesome.
literally have to WhatsApp voice note myself saying, right, this is an idea for a video, Ben. You know, you need to reach
Yeah,
out to this person, you need to follow this guest up, and you need to. And I'm just like, why can't I just be bored? Like, why can't I
I
just look at the
know.
white lines on the road as I'm driving down the motorway? Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah, but at least you're
not,
filling it with like productive thoughts, you
yeah.
know?
Or procrastination of, yeah, I'll email
Yeah,
them back in 8 months,
yeah.
which is not good.
Sometimes I
But
do that
yeah,
by accident.
yeah, you think you've responded in your head.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that happens to me
yeah,
a lot.
yeah. No, I get that.
If I didn't have my to-do list app, I would
Yeah.
be so bad.
Yeah, right there with you. Well, that's my note keeping app. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah,
These are all the
I
questions
have
for tonight.
Todoist.
Yeah, you have to.
You can
Yeah,
put like the timings and stuff.
yeah, yeah. That's it. That's the way forward. All good.
That's what
Right.
I like to call like I have like necessary technology and unnecessary technology.
Yeah,
Obviously, some technologies are necessary, medical technologies, things
yeah,
like flying airplanes, like obviously,
yeah, yeah.
those things are necessary for like certain if you depending how far back you want to zoom. But yeah, I feel like social media is definitely not a necessary one
Mm,
at all.
yeah.
Hello, one and all. Fancy seeing you here. I just want to take a second to promote a product that's quite dear to my heart. I'm very pleased to announce that the podcast is now an affiliate for Vocal Zone. As a podcaster, as someone that wants to make this a part of my life, my voice, the ability to maintain my voice for a steady period of time as I record these episodes, make sure that it's in the most tip-top condition it can possibly be, is absolutely essential. For me to do this every single week means that I need some help. So Vocal Zone have come along and they've absolutely smashed it. I am a huge fan of Vocal Zone. I'm a huge fan of their pastels. And they don't just make pastels, they also make tea. and they make throat spray. Throat spray is a really interesting one because typically with tea and pastils you have to actually sort of eat it or digest it, and then it kicks in. Throat spray is pretty instant. It's really, really good. I can't recommend it enough. They are specifically formulated to relieve irritation from excessive speaking or singing to help you keep a clear voice. They have been doing this since 1912, and some of the most iconic artists of all time have relied on these products. One of the things that sets VocalZone apart is that they do not contain any anaesthetic that could potentially mask any underlying vocal damage. So you're not going to unknowingly sing or podcast yourself into more issues. The blend of ingredients is pretty unique. I must say, so is the taste. When you take one of these, I cannot explain to you how good your throat suddenly feels. There's this real sense of euphoria when you eat one of these. And they do a honey one, guys. Honey, like this boy. So yeah, if you're looking for a confidence boosting product that won't break the bank, please consider supporting the show and supporting VocalZone using the website. This will take you to a affiliate link and you'll get 10% off everything on their store. Please check out VocalZone. They do a lot for the local community around them, and I can't think of any product better to keep your throat and your voice in the best possible shape it can be.
Absolute bedlam. So with your Instagram and stuff, obviously we've just been speaking about social media quite a lot, but one thing that's quite apparent to me as an outsider at least is the sense of community and the sense of, we're not actually as distant as we appear, and the fact that you're willing to like stay at people's houses and sleep on the sofa and actually tour like Black Flag used to, versus staying in a travel lodge every night, which is obviously super expensive as well as a bit of a cheat code. So where did that sort of DIY ethic come from, even pre-music? Is that something that's always been part of
My life.
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah, I would say so. My dad was super handy and he could build literally anything, like electrical, physical, woodworking.
Yeah.
Like he could just do anything. So
Yeah.
I feel like I kind of always grew up around people who just solved problems rather than like hired people to solve problems, I guess.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, I didn't think of it much at the time because that was just my norm. But I think that was like quite an inspiring like thing to be around, I guess. Like also my mom has always been very like, she works sort of freelance and she always has like ran her own like business and stuff. So I feel like, yeah, I guess it just kind of has always been part of my life. And then also in America, the DIY scene is it's really big thing. Like I mean, there is a lot of it here too, but in America, I mean, I was doing like 5-week-long tours just through using DIY people connections and stuff. And it's just super normal. Like a lot of bands do that. A lot of bands that you would never even know or hear about. And there is a really nice scene in that way. And actually, I don't know if you know the band Wednesday.
Yeah.
So that's how they started as well.
Okay.
And we used to do like a lot of the same house show circuits and stuff. And like it is very much like a really good way to cut your teeth as a band, like in America, because it's very low impact. You usually stay with like the people who are hosting you. And there's usually people there because it's always in like smaller scenes where they don't get a lot of other outside touring acts. So they just come support the local house show or whatever. And we actually did a tour there last year and brought our friends to document it because we really wanted to show that side of American music. Because I feel like it is kind of like, if you live in it, you know about it, and there's a lot of people involved. But if you didn't know anything about it, I just feel like people would find it really interesting to learn about. So yeah, hopefully that will be done this year, that documentary.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah, it's like a sort of subculture that Like you said,
Yeah.
unless you're in it or you know about it, it doesn't exist. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
But
feel like there's
the
more
thing
of
that's
that
so
now.
beautiful about it is like it can exist.
Yeah,
Like if people want to do it, like Goat Fest, for example. It's
yeah,
like
yeah,
they're just doing it because they want to. And it's like you just need like 10 people to do that and
yeah,
then it becomes this thing. And then yeah,
yeah,
it's very much like if you take it into your own hands, like you could definitely
yeah,
make something happen. That's what's hard, I think, about DIY though, is because it a lot of the times, especially in America, like the house shows are being hosted by like younger kids.
yeah,
And then they move or they get married and they like have their own life and then they move out of that house and then you almost have to like hope that they pass it on to someone else so that
yeah,
they keep doing it because otherwise I mean there's so many house shows I've played that have like just they're not they don't exist anymore. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But it's kind of nice as well because it's like a moment in time like we were talking about earlier and
yeah.
it's like
Yeah, I feel like Weymouth specifically struggles with venues that are willing to
mm,
have a go. And I've had so many meetings with so many people that just don't really get it. And they
yeah,
just want to put Iron Maiden tribute bands on or
yeah,
Meatloaf evenings or and you get the whole question. And this is kind of similar weirdly to a podcast where people say to me, "Oh, you run a podcast. How many listeners do you get?"
mm,
And I'm like, a couple. But it's the exact same thing as being in a band because the promoter will always say to you, how many people can you bring to the show?
yeah.
And I think, fucking hell, that's such a crazy question. Like, maybe
But I also
20
feel like
people?
if you're a
Like,
good
I don't
promoter,
know.
you
Yeah,
shouldn't
yeah.
be asking. Like
Yeah.
that's what a promoter does.
Yeah,
They're a
that's,
promoter. They
yeah,
promote the show. Like that's the difference I would say
yeah,
British versus American. It's like we'll go to somewhere in Indiana where we've never even played and
yeah,
the promoter is good and we have 100 people there, you know? So it's like it's really the difference of people wanting to put
yeah.
in the effort or not
It's
in a
also
way.
trusting people as well, making sure that, everyone's got their best interests at mind. And
Mm.
you hear these horrible stories about promoters putting on a music festival and then they just move country with all the money. And you're just
Oh
like,
yeah.
well, what the fuck? Like, music's not a very lucrative thing unless it is, with bands like Sleep Token and Sabrina
Yeah.
Carpenter, they make a lot of money, but
Yeah.
you're almost taking from starving artists, and
Mm.
it's like the absolute lowest of the low, in my opinion. I've been around a
Yeah.
couple of these people, and it's just not like I don't know how these people sleep at night.
That's so
Stealing from
sad.
people that have like literally beg, borrow, and steal to like get a guitar.
Yeah, and
Well,
also the fees here are laughable.
yeah,
Like 50 quid, like 75 quid. That's what people will offer.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I get if you're not like the biggest band ever, but
mm,
even in Europe, you get way more.
yeah,
And that's because they care. They have the infrastructure, the government that cares about promoting art in the society and bringing people to their venues.
mm.
In England, it doesn't feel like people care.
No,
And it's sad because in America, obviously, it's a lot easier for people to have DIY shows because everyone has a basement.
mm,
Everyone has a house that doesn't have a neighbor right next to them.
mm.
It's like bigger, you know?
Yeah, more
Or
free.
they have a backyard. Like
Yeah,
I feel like here everything is very small, obviously like crunched in
yeah,
together. And yeah, the ability to play in a basement and not
yeah,
get a noise complaint is like
yeah,
never gonna happen. So you
yes,
have to rely on small venues, and if small venues aren't even willing to take on the risk of putting
completely.
on, then that local scene dies
Yeah,
because they have nowhere to go.
yeah.
And
And
it's sad.
we
It's really
see it a
sad.
lot down here where original musicians become cover musicians
Yeah, because they
because
have no other option.
instead of getting 50 or 75 pounds, they get offered between 250 to 350 pounds.
Yeah.
But I've met some very, very sad bands that just play weddings, and
Yeah.
after a while, they don't want to play Bryan Adams anymore.
Now, the Canadian government has apologized for Bryan Adams on several occasions.
They
Yeah.
are literally stuck in this tumble dryer of like,
Yeah. Well, I
you
think
really
everyone's
want to
very
play music,
disillusioned.
but we can't. We're in this really tight room. We're in this cardboard box, and we cannot escape.
Mm.
And if you are in a band like that, you can't really have multiple bands because then you just get
Yeah.
scheduling conflicts constantly. So is it worth it? I suppose
Mm.
lucratively it might be financially, but there's definitely a
Yeah, you
sense.
definitely have to care
Yeah,
more than about making money because
yeah,
you're just not going to.
mm,
I care so
mm,
much down like so deeply
mm,
about I don't know, my spreading my ideology, I
yeah,
guess.
yeah,
Um, to the point where like I am so broke, like I'm so
mm,
poor. I don't make money when I
yeah,
tour. You know what I mean? I
okay,
leave work and I don't, and then I leave the option to make money at work. So,
yeah,
but I just believe so much in what I do
mm,
and how I hope that helps other people see that they can do it.
mm,
If they, it might not be easy, but it is important
yeah,
if they want to change things, I mean, a lot of people just want to complain
mm,
without
yeah,
doing something about it. But we can.
yeah.
You just have to try, you know?
Sometimes as well, you've got to shine a torch on the situation and say, actually, this is sustainable. You just need
Mm,
to, without sounding like you're preaching,
mm.
it's actually possible to do this
Yeah.
and make a living out of it. And
You might not be
this
comfortable.
this
You might
whole
be sleeping
feeling
on
as
someone's
well,
floor.
yeah, this whole feeling as well of like taking people with you and actually, we'll open for you if you come on tour with us and, you know, trying to get a huge band to go on tour with, and sometimes you can be seen as a bit of a lesser, like a limpet, do you know what I mean? And the amount
Mm.
of hoops you have to jump through, and I've met so many publicists and so many tour managers that just they almost don't speak to you like a human being. They speak to you like you're some sort of product.
Yeah,
And it's
exactly.
like, well, how did this happen? It's an
Money.
interesting world. Yeah, money does seem to be the reason, doesn't it? Yeah, okay.
It ruins
So
most of everything.
so with Fake New being nearly a year old,
Yeah, I can't
is
believe it.
your current schedule to upload and to produce new music, is it currently every 12 months or is it going to change?
No, I would say that it really depends. I
Mm,
very much write concept based, and or at least have done for the last four albums.
mm,
And now that we've finished the fourth one, I'm not really sure. I
mm.
haven't written anything new,
Yeah.
so I've been really focusing on this record because I really like it a lot, and I think hopefully everyone will like it too.
Mm.
But yeah, I try not to put those types of like boundaries on
Yeah.
myself because I feel
Yeah.
like it's really detrimental to the process of creating.
Yeah.
Um, and I feel like if you give yourself these like edges and then you don't meet them, it almost leads to you, I don't know, what am I trying to say? Like it leads to you taking that power away from yourself because you're like, oh, you couldn't even meet your own deadline that you made up.
Mm.
So why even try or whatever? But if you just
Yeah.
never have a deadline and you just do it when it feels right and
Mm.
it normally will fall into place in the way it's supposed to.
Mm. Yeah. Are you the main songwriter for Tummy Ache then?
Yeah, I write everything.
Okay. Would you ever be willing in the future to let other people, like Foo Fighters type thing, where
Mm.
someone might have like a riff and
Yeah, I think so.
yeah.
I
Because
think
I
it
think,
depends like
yeah,
who's involved
yeah,
because it's been such a rotating cast. Like I like to
yeah.
joke that I'd really like to make a family tree for Tummy Ache because there has to have been at least 40 or 50 people that have been involved.
Okay.
Like it's always been a very rotating cast of people, which I love because it's very DIY. It'd be
Yeah,
like who's free on Tuesday to play a gig with me, who's not
yeah,
working, you know?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think that because of that sort of lack of stability, it has kind of defaulted that I'm always the one writing everything
Mm,
because there needs to be someone that drives it forward.
yeah,
Um, should we ever reach a point of more stability, then I would absolutely be open to that. I think that would be really cool. And actually, I wrote Fake New with Bianca, who plays lead guitar for us sometimes.
okay.
Um, I wrote the lyrics with her.
Yeah.
So I am definitely up for that process.
Are
It's just
you,
hard to get everyone in a room.
I know what you mean, yeah. Are you lyrics first or music first?
Definitely music first, I would
Yeah.
say.
then you try and intertwine everything. And
Yeah,
yeah, I think that is really the only way to do it because lyrics
yeah,
first is really, you have to really compromise and there's a sense of rigidity to it. And
yeah. I feel like you get too attached to
yeah,
the idea
yeah, but
of what the song could be.
you're also not up for any malleability of like, this might change the whole tone of the song,
Yeah,
because
I
you've
love
already
throwing
got a
things away.
concept. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
absolutely love throwing things in the bin.
Yeah, I
It's my
think
favorite
about
thing.
that. I think about that a lot with bands. How many songs have you not written, or how many voice notes have you got on your phone, and
So many.
drafts, and yeah,
Yeah.
cutting room floor and all that. Yeah,
I feel like I really like the idea of throwing things away because it really enables, it's like the best gift you can give yourself because you're saying
yeah,
that you believe in yourself enough to do better.
mm,
And I think that's really a nice way to work because you're working in a way that's almost like proactive rather than negative. Because
yeah,
it's really easy to get stuck on an idea and
yeah.
think that you just can't get it right, just can't get it right. But if you're stuck, it's for a reason, just throw it away.
Mhm.
And if you want to bring it back, it's fine.
Yeah,
But like you have to do whatever is necessary for the best outcome of the song. And sometimes that means like
yeah.
exploring ideas that don't include the whole first verse that you wrote or whatever. Like you have to be willing to
How,
part with things.
as a primary songwriter, then for Tummy Ache, how do you approach writer's block? What do you do if something's just not quite falling into place?
I just don't try.
Yeah,
Like I literally walk away
yeah,
because I know it's not going to happen. It doesn't
yeah,
matter if I sit there for 5 minutes or 50 minutes. Like it's clear that it's not the time for it to happen, and that's
yeah,
okay. And I think
mm,
being okay with that. I know a lot of people find that really difficult, and they find that discomfort really hard to sit in.
yeah,
I think I don't find that as difficult. I find it really easy to walk away. I don't know if that's
yeah.
just me being lazy, but
No, I think
uh,
the best thing sometimes is like what we said about earlier is to touch grass and
yeah, you gotta live
actually,
your
is
life.
this actually going to ruin my day or is this just a necessary part of the process? And
Yeah.
yeah, I'll come back to it. I think that's a put a pin in it. That's what they say, isn't
Mm.
it? But
Because the process isn't
yeah,
just writing the song. The process is like every single moment that you've ever lived up until that point.
yeah,
And
mm,
maybe you just haven't done enough to get to that end
yeah.
goal, like, and that's okay.
Yeah, I think that's a real problem when people write like two or three albums within sort of 8 months. Is
Yeah.
actually you haven't lived between the writing.
Mm.
So unless you've just got a hell of a lot going on in your head, then how do you actually like? Because a lot of albums are about love and problems and internalization and trying to sort
You
of
don't want to
be
rewrite the same
introspective.
song over and over again.
Completely. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Interesting.
think for me, Fake New and this album came quite near each other. Normally
Yeah.
it's like every 2 to 3 years between albums, I would say.
Hmm.
But with Fake New, I was just very inspired by the concept. Um, and then my dad passed away while
Okay.
Fake New was being recorded, actually.
Yeah.
And so this new record is literally all about my childhood and my dad and like so I think that was kind of rare because I had this like really big life event happen
Yeah.
that I needed to process in the
Hmm.
only way that I knew how to do that was like to write an album. But
Hmm.
I don't know when the next one would be because I don't know what to write about. And I think that's okay. And I'm like super happy with
Yeah.
that. That's fine. I gotta live my life. I gotta do more stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Completely. We'll give some of your gigs a plug, and then I've got two more questions for you. Then I'll leave you
Nice.
to it.
That's okay.
So you're going to
It's
be
been a nice
going.
chat.
You too. Yeah, it's been fun. Um, with have you got a headline tour festival with Takeda,
Oh, Taquita, yeah.
and Philippine Ash
Philippe, yeah.
Philippe? Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Instagram handles are hard to read. And you've got Outbreak Fest on June 27th.
Yes.
And I guess Goat Fest as of
Yeah.
recent. So that's not on here.
I should have
Well,
put that on
yeah,
there.
yeah. And at the
That was
end,
an oversight.
that's all right. At the end of this run, you've got July 11th playing the Eden Project
Yeah.
with the Maccabees.
Yeah. Big
That's
boy
amazing.
pants on.
Yeah, yeah. Do you
And
know
it's so
them?
lovely because they just hit me
Yeah,
up.
that's
I
sick.
think Orlando has been a fan and
Yeah,
just somehow, I don't know how he
yeah,
found out
yeah.
about us, but I mean, most of every gig that we've gotten that was like that type of gig was because of the band like just reaching out to us, which I think is so cool because
That is
it
cool.
reminds me that there are still people out
Watching.
there that are like more interested in the music than like the social numbers or
Yeah,
whatever. Because they're the Maccabees, they could have anyone open for them
yeah,
type of.
yeah, yeah. This goes back to my belief on podcasting and just being a visible human being and
Yeah,
just do stuff. Don't do stuff with the idea of getting a gift out of it.
yeah,
Just do it because you enjoy it and someone might hit you up,
yeah.
you
I
know.
and do it for the scene, you know.
Yeah, do it for the love of it versus don't be result driven is essentially what I'm trying to say.
Mm. Well, because it's
Yeah.
always setting yourself up to fail because you're never going to get what you want.
No.
Like, because you don't even really know what that is, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Yeah, and there's always this ever-changing goalpost where if you earn £1 million, your brain doesn't comprehend that. It says, now I want two, now I
Well,
want
yeah,
three.
exactly.
And it's this hedonic treadmill of,
Yeah.
now I
I think
want
it's good to have
10.
goals to
Yeah,
work toward to have like
yeah,
a purpose.
yeah,
But I think letting them define your whole life is bad for
yeah,
sure.
completely. Yeah. Awesome. So I got two more questions.
Okay.
One of them, in a weird way, is do you have any questions for me at all? I appreciate that we've literally just met, but anything you want.
What's your favorite cuisine?
Tacos, burritos, fajitas,
Nice, nice. That's very te
very
I'm from Texas.
Mexican.
That's very like
Yeah, yeah,
the cuisine for sure.
yeah. But I do find myself defaulting to like pizza and burgers and just
Yeah.
I'm not
There's
a
a lot of
cook.
pizza in England.
I'm not a good cook. I'm very, very bad at cooking. When I'm hungry, I'll like eat rice that's clearly not ready to be eaten.
Oh,
Like
like
that's
you're impatient.
there's two things that you shouldn't do when you're hungry. There's go shopping
Yep.
and cook because you're just gonna like I don't know about you, but I've never ever cooked the right amount of pasta
Oh, definitely not the
ever.
right amount of pasta, yeah.
So like you end up with just shitloads of it, and
But
it
I actually
becomes the
really like
next.
cooking.
Yeah, yeah, it's a process. I definitely need some help though,
I
especially
like it
living
because it's a
alone.
nice like break
Yeah,
where you literally can only think about food. Like you
yeah,
can only think about what you need to do to like make this meal, and
yeah,
you're not thinking about anything that else that's going on in your day or whatever.
yeah. And also, there's no cheat code for how long rice takes to cook. You
No.
have to deal with that. And obviously, you
I
can
think I
fill
make rice
that.
really good actually.
Yeah, yeah. You can fill that with like quickly pop into the shower or phone call,
Phone
or
a friend.
email someone. But, that will take 20 minutes.
Yep.
Regardless of how hungry you are, you have to wait,
Yep.
So yeah, I think there's something to that. Awesome. Last question for you. As someone that's now in the UK,
Yes.
bins. When you have to take the bin out, do
Yep.
you know which day of the week you do it? And do you
Yeah.
know which bin to take out on which day? Or do
Oh.
you look out and see other people do it?
No, I know when the bins go
Yeah.
out. I'm across the bins.
Okay. Very good.
But they all go out on the same day for me.
Okay. All right.
But well, I guess every other week they're different, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a
But
green and a black, and they go out alternate weeks.
yeah, I got that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I got it in my calendar, so
Very good.
kind of a foolproof system, I would
Yeah.
say.
Yeah. There's a bit of a joke in there about being a bimpfluencer. Because
I find it quite
yeah.
funny when I go back now that people don't like people will just throw recycling in the trash in
Yeah.
America. And it's
Yeah.
really crazy to me. But they're just so used to it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've just done a YouTube video about this before recording, but
Oh, yeah.
it's very, very windy where I live now.
Mm-hmm.
And I put a plant pot in my recycling bin last night because I didn't want the bin to fuck off down the road and spill all over the floor. Turns out that in the UK, if you put something like that in your recycling bin, they just take it.
Oh yeah, they
They don't
penalize
give a
you.
fuck. They
They
just took it. So I was
they oh
expecting
what
it to
they
be in
just
the. They
did they
took
take your
it.
bin?
They took it. Yeah, they emptied the whole thing.
Oh, sometimes they take your whole bin away.
Oh no, no, they gave it
They
back.
took our whole bin away once.
That's crazy.
And I was like, what did we do?
Yeah.
Why are we being punished?
You phone them up and they're like, "Oh, it's you guys from 38. You
Yeah,
got some
exactly.
explaining." No, yeah, they just took it. I was expecting
Yeah.
the plant pot to be in the bottom of the recycling bin, but no. So yeah, that's
Maybe
fun.
it's probably gracing some nice bin man's
Yeah,
windowsill
sure.
now.
Yeah,
It's found a new home
probably
without you.
immediately broke like the second it left the street with all the other stuff that was on top of it. But
Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, bins, music, it's all going on here at Absolute Bedlam.
We cover it all.
There we go. That's pretty much all I've
Life is
got.
diverse.
Yeah, yeah. So is there anything that you want to promote? You've obviously got a new album coming out soon. If you want to just go
Yes.
through that quickly.
Well, the first single comes out May 14th,
Yeah.
and it has a video that I shot in America of just, I went along all of the train lines for BNSF, which is like a freight train company. That's what my dad worked for. So we did like a road trip across America following all the trains and filmed them. And I had a friend edit it into like a really cool, trippy like video. And then our next single will be out in June. And then the album comes out in October.
Very
And there'll be
good.
a few more singles before that, I think, probably.
Yeah. Fantastic. Yeah, I'll try
Yeah.
and get down to Goat Fest 2.0 then.
Yeah. And we're playing
Check it out.
Southampton as well. I don't know if that's near you, but
Yeah, that's about an hour away from me. Whereabouts
oh,
in
that's pretty far
Southampton?
still. Heartbreakers?
Oh, I've not been there yet.
Oh, cool. Me
I've
either.
been to the Joiners a lot. Not recently though.
Oh, yeah. I've heard of Joiners too.
What else is there? There's the O2 Academy. I always get Bristol and Southampton confused, and I don't know why, because I've been to both
Uh,
ample amount of times now. But
Bristol's like the other side.
yeah, in terms of venues, Bristol's got
Oh, venue,
like
yeah.
a decent size venue for each occasion.
Yeah, there's loads of venues in Bristol.
Places like Cardiff, it feels like you go to the arena and you leave.
Yeah. It's the
So
arena
yeah,
or there's club. That's it.
yeah. There's Fuel as well.
Oh, I've never heard of that one.
That's a cool place. That place can really pack out. That's
Okay, cool.
probably 150 people can play
You
that
said it's called
comfortably.
Fuel
Fuel, yeah,
in Cardiff.
yeah. Fuel.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna look it up. I gotta put it on my spreadsheet.
There's a band called Dream State that play there quite a lot. They're quite a buzzing band. They've always done very well.
What I find hard about these types of venues that are like, we are only a rock and metal venue,
Yeah,
is they listen to us and they're like, what is this band?
yeah,
So then they're like, I don't think
Yeah.
you're the right fit, which is fair.
yeah. But this is going back to what I said earlier, isn't it? Just giving people a chance
Yep.
and not what's it called, pigeonholing yourself into, because you could play, three completely different bands on one night. And
I
if
love
it
mixed
doesn't
bills.
work, it doesn't work. But yeah, I like mixed bills as well.
I think most people would prefer mixed bills because it gets boring otherwise. Unless, yeah, you're literally at a hardcore show. But even
Yeah,
hardcore, like they're
yeah,
only playing 20-minute sets, so it's not like
yeah.
overkill.
Yeah, I
To
think
have
as
three
well.
bands the same genre playing for
Yeah,
45 minutes is just like, all right, we don't need to hear this.
there's this thing with me as well, specifically that I like structure and I like to know what I'm about to walk into if I can.
Okay, fair.
Music, I've now got to a stage in my life where I will just completely go to a random gig and just not listen to
I love
any of their
that.
music beforehand and have absolutely no preconceived notions at all.
Yeah.
There's something about it because I know that a gig will be fine,
Yeah. And I
and
think it's good to like
yeah,
not get discouraged
mm,
like if you go to a gig at your local venue and you don't necessarily like the music because
mm,
you're still doing a positive by supporting the scene and you're supporting the venue. You're supporting those bands even if you
mm,
don't like their music. Like you've still done a good thing. So it
yeah,
doesn't always have to be about like, oh, what do I like?
yeah,
Like what I didn't like tonight because I didn't like the music. It's like, well, you still helped out quite a few people by being
yeah,
there. So
definitely.
yeah, just do it for the scene, man. Get over
Love that.
yourself.
Yeah,
Not
literally.
you. Just like the
Yeah,
the
yeah.
the colloquial yourself.
Yeah, just show up. Like,
Just show up.
just
Like and
try
then
it.
don't because people just complain, "Oh, no one comes to my town. No one comes to my town.
Yeah.
No one ever comes here." But then you're the same people they don't go see shows. You have to go participate in your local economy, man.
Yeah, completely. Support your local business. Yeah. Yeah, it's not all megalithic
Yeah.
Mondelez and Coca-Cola and Pepsi and
Yeah.
yeah, you have to support the small stuff and then
Yeah.
hopefully that will continue to thrive. But yeah,
Yeah.
all good. Well, it's been lovely speaking to you, Soren. Thank you
Yeah,
very
same.
much.
Thank you so much for having
I'm
me.
glad that we made this work. All
Yeah,
right.
thank you for being flexible.
That's okay, no worries. Speak to you soon,
And yeah,
guys.
hopefully see you at GoFest.
Yeah, see you at Goatfest. Awesome. Thanks for watching,
Nice.
guys. Appreciate it. See you later.
Bye.